Hey guys, welcome back to episode 25 or season 3 episode 1 of Stop the Feeding. Now we've only got the one game for you today, that's Man United in the Community Shield. And the reason for that is obviously that we've got all of our transfers to talk about. Now this window is probably the most important transfer window so far because if you remember, and as you can see, we got into the Champions League last year. And the important thing about this is that now we need to stay in the Champions League regularly each season because otherwise people like Kasper Dolberg and Herving Lozano are going to want to go to what they see as bigger teams, and then we're not stopping the feeding. So it was important for us to increase the overall quality within the squad, not necessarily replace the first team members if given the opportunity, but just to give the depth. I mean, if we remember last year, Kasper Dolberg got injured, and when he got injured, players like Koeman and Dembele couldn't step up to replace his goal scoring abilities. Also, if we had one of our defenders injured, Cahill wasn't the good enough quality to play week in, week out, and we didn't have a fourth defender. So we had a few plans to do this window. First of all, we needed an attacking midfielder because that role became critical to us last year, and Odegaard was only in on loan. So we did, as promised, make an audacious bid for Asensio, but it wasn't to be at the time because Real Madrid wanted over 80 million for him, and we only had 50 million as a transfer budget. So even if we could raise the funds, that would be it for our transfer window spending. So we kind of left him there. We also went for Odegaard on a permanent deal, but Real Madrid wanted 66 million for him, and with his injury record, it wasn't the right move either. So that was still a player that we had to get in, especially as Jack Wilshere was leaving. Jack Wilshere wasn't happy at being a rotational player, and I was more than happy to let him go because he wasn't good enough to play week in, week out, and we did pick him up on a free. So whatever money we made out of him would have been an improvement on the team. So we put him up for sale, and we made a few bids. So next we're going to show you the players that we've bought in chronological order, as well as talk about the players that we let go each week. So first up on the transfer window was attacking midfielder called Elias Abuchabakar. I'm going to really hate saying his name this entire series, so I'm just going to call him Elias from now on. Elias is a 19-year-old German wonder kid. You can see here he's already got great stats for 19 years old, great potential ability, and we got him at a pretty good price. We managed to get him for 20 million from Red Bull Leipzig. That's the same team that Naby Keita plays for, so they've got quite a good core team, and for 20 million, I think it's a pretty good price for him. The only problem with Elias is that he's not going to be a first team player. We've given him a backup role simply because he doesn't give us that kind of a quality in the team. He's only 2.5 stars currently. So when you're playing Champions League, you're playing teams like Man United, he's not going to be the player that we want to step up right now. So it was important to note that we were also going to look for another attacking midfielder, but this is a good backup player to start off with. So Elias was our first buy at 20 million. Then we sold a couple of players. So Cedric went on his permanent deal to Bournemouth. It was only 6 million. You can see here that it's much cheaper than his overall value. But if you remember, we've got Calabria in as a backup to Hysaj. Cedric wasn't playing. He was on 65,000 a week at Southampton. So it was just a way to loosen the kind of the wage expenditure there. The next player we sold was Moussa Dembele. We sold him for 14 million plus 30% of his next sale. That's not next profit, that's the next sale in total. So at 23, you can kind of expect another big transfer for him at some point, and that should bring in some more money to us. And overall, I mean, he just wasn't the good enough player for us as a backup to Dolberg. Yeah, there's a potential there that he could improve further, but he just wasn't going to do it playing as a sub. And even if you look at his career stats for us, if you take out his 17 goals he scored in the Euro Cup last year, he only scored 3 goals for us in the league. He only scored 7 goals in 30 appearances in the league in the first season. So there's other players out there that I think could do better for us, and obviously 14 million will help us get better players in. One of our biggest sales of the window was Jack Wilshere. Now, obviously, he wasn't very happy being a rotational player anyway. We did pick him up on a free, and we sold him to Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool at an outrageous amount. This time, though, I don't think it was Liverpool coming for one of our best players. I think it was us ripping Liverpool off, because we sold him for 41 million, plus add-ons that would take it up to 58 million at some point. If you can see here, they're paying him 160 grand a week. We got him for free. We're paying him 50 grand a week. We've made an absolute steal out of that. That was a lot of money that went into our coffers that allowed us to then further improve the team. And he's not going to be a player that we miss too much. He had an okay couple of games, but overall he just wasn't good enough to really improve the first team as we needed him to. So at this point, I had a lot of money, and Monaco came in for a bid for Rulli. Now, Rulli obviously has been our main keeper for the last couple of seasons. He's done pretty well, but he's only done okay. So he let in 38 goals in the league last year, which is not bad. 13 clean sheets overall, which is pretty good. But that was kind of like the height of his performance. Monaco came in and they bid around about 30 million plus add-ons. I gave them an outrageous offer for them to match, and they matched it. So they paid us 67 million plus add-ons that will take it up to 91 million at this point. I didn't accept straight away. I know I needed a keeper to replace him, and there was only one place for me to go. That's right, we got Donnarumma in. We paid 54 million for him. So not only did we buy in a keeper that is better than Rulli, but we've also made profit overall. We had to absolutely break our wage structure to buy him in though. So our highest wage at that time was about 130 grand a week. He, as you can see here, wants 300 grand a week. But it's worth it. Players like Donnarumma will improve the team. We don't have, if we look at his contract, we don't have any minimum fee release clauses or anything like that, so I'm not fussed about. I don't think we're going to lose him. He can only improve the team. He can only get better himself. He's already at 4 stars ability, and obviously he's got 4 or 5 years left to improve, and he's going to be a quality player for years to come. So this was a really, really massive move for us. As I said in the media, it shows the progress we're making as a club. Next up was a striker to replace Moussa Dembele. So we got Lincoln in. Now we got him from Flamengo for 9.5 million. And you can just see here that he's got some good quality about him. He may be like Moussa Dembele, may not make it, but overall I think he's a better player than Moussa Dembele. If we look at there, we can see that they've got pretty much the same stats on a lot of it, but Lincoln already has a better mentality, better defending and better vision, and he's 5 years younger than him. So I think that's a better improvement on him. Plus, we're only paying him 16 grand a week, so far less on wages as well. Then we needed a centre-back to come in and just act as a third choice centre-back. Yes, we've got Hoyt and we've got De Ligt. If one of them gets injured, we're screwed. So we got Wallace in from Lazio, 18.5 million, which is another good price for him, considering he went straight up to 28.5 million. 78 grand a week's not a huge amount for a player of this quality, and he's a very good defensive centre-back. He's got good physicality, he's good defending, and good in the air as well. So when we're playing against teams like Chelsea, who play with that target man up front, this is a player that can bully other players like Morata or Mandzukic. So for the right winger, so we wanted someone that plays back up, or at least competition to Justin Kluivert's spot. So we got Malcolm from Bordeaux. We picked him up for 23 million, and he's gone up to 27 million. He's 22, so he's got some room to improve. And he is a natural inside forward on the right, and he's had a great friendly season, pre-season friendly. He scored 10 goals and 6 appearances. So I think he's going to do all right within the team. Pretty happy with that. It's only 56 grand a week. So I think he's some good quality on that right-hand side. Next, we let Luke Shaw rectify his mistake and return to us from Man United. He let his contract run out at Man United, so we picked him up on a free, 54 grand a week, and He's only going to play as backup or rotation to Gianluca Ritter, but he is homegrown. He's homegrown to Southampton, and he's still good quality. He might still have his injury worries, but you know, you can't really go wrong with free, and it allowed us to get rid of Bertrand, who we sold to Paris Saint-Germain for 27 million. So we made some good money on him. He was selling 70 grand a week, so we've kind of made some money back there. Gianluca Ritter wanted to get a pay rise because of the amount of games he was playing, so we allowed Gianluca Ritter to earn a bit more money. Luke Shaw earns less money than Ryan Bertrand did. So overall, we've kind of not only broken even on the wages, but made 27 million out of the transfer as well. Then we received a really big bid from Shangang. They wanted Oriol Romeu. They offered us 31 million for him, plus some add-ons that would take up to 38. And Romeu's been a good player for us, but I kind of looked at other players and thought, okay, if we can improve, we've got Askasabar as well to play defensive mid. So if we can improve the quality in the defensive mid position, maybe this is the right time to do it. So I had a look about, and we brought in this player, Lubomir Facer. So he was on. We managed to get him for 16 million, and I think overall he's just better quality. If we compare him to Romeu, you can see here he's got very similar stats: physicality, speed, vision, technical, aerial ability. But then he's just better defensively. He's better mental wise, and he's got a better attacking ability about him. I mean, if you look at his mentality attributes here, they're just outrageous compared to Romeu. So that was kind of like a no-brainer. We took in a bit of money for Romeu, and you know, we kind of broke even on the wages with Facer. So I think he's going to be a good person to have in that anchor man position. And that left us with one more transfer to do. So we didn't have a lot of money left. We had about 30 odd million in the bank, a little bit less than that, 26 million plus a decent amount of wage budget. And we still need an attacking midfielder. So we looked at players like Oliver, who just wasn't the right kind of quality, as I said at the start, wasn't the right kind of quality for the team. Yeah, he's got good vision, good technical ability, but he lacks some physicality, and he might struggle in the league because of that. And then, out of nowhere, Real Madrid put someone up for sale. We got him. Marco Esencial. 34 million. Transfer listed for 34 million. We didn't have enough money. We had to sell Storaru. We sold him to QPR for 20 million. And we kind of had to really give. We didn't have enough to give Marco Esencial the wages he wanted. So as you can see here, we had to give him a load of bonuses just to make sure that he would sign that contract. But it doesn't matter. We've got potentially one of the best attacking midfielders in the game. He's at Southampton. So if we go back and we look at our transfers, we did pick up Odegaard on loan before Esencial became available, and obviously as soon as he came available, we terminated the loan. If you look at the transfers we've made here, you know, we've had some really big names join us. Donnarumma from AC Milan, Esencial from Real Madrid, and Malcolm from Bordeaux. So we've really improved the quality of the squad. We've made some really big money as well on players like Rulli, Jack Wilshere, Romeu and Bertrand, and Storaru. It does say we've made 219 million, but most of that is based on future fees. And also we had to do things like Jack Wilshere had a 20% sell-on fee in his contract, so we had to give him some money. And obviously when you do 180 million here, it doesn't take into account things like their signing on fees. And Esencial, for example, his agent alone wanted 11 million for him to sign. But I think it's going to be worthwhile. This guy's got winning pedigree. He's got absolute quality throughout his technical abilities, his technical stats, and he's really going to be that player behind the front man that's going to be. He's going to be a huge player for us, I think, this season. So that's all of our transfers done. I think we've still got. If we have a quick look at the transfer budget. We've still got 7.5 million in the bank. We can improve that up to 9. So we might bring in a couple of youth players. We have already brought in Lucas Lourenco as a youth player. And we've got a couple of youth players to join us in the future. Mosquera as a right back. Giuliano as a striker, who looks really good for 17. And Cesar Martinez, another striker who looks good as well at 17. So we've got a few players to join us. We might spend some more money. Probably not though. Probably keep it in the bank just in case we need it in January. But that's it. So that's the team. Now we'll have a quick look at how we did pre-season. And you can see here we had a great pre-season. We drew Quan Jin, but that was before we signed most of our players. And we lost at home to Barcelona. And losing at home to Barcelona 2-0 when they're playing players like Luis Suarez is not a bad loss at all. We beat QPR at home, beat Dynamo quite easily, Newbury, RBL and Zaragoza really easily. Newbury, we beat them 10-0. Malcolm got 5 goals and a 10 out of 10 rating in this game. But next, we're off to Wembley. Can we add another trophy to our cabinet? I don't know. It is Man United. But let's have a quick look at the Man United team actually. So Man United have been busy in the transfer market. They haven't sold many players, but they've bought a lot of players in. So they bought Willian in for 17 million. Bruno Fernandes, 26 million as a midfield centre. Ante Coric. Now we did go for both of these players at the time, but they both chose Man United over us. It shows that although we have improved as a team, we haven't quite got to that level. They also bought in Belotti for 40 million. So this is a team that already has Mauro Icardi. So they bought Belotti as well. So they've got Belotti and Icardi up front. And they bought Sandro as a left back in, who's also great quality. And they're spending a lot of money on these players as well weekly. Look, 215 a week. 215 a week. So they've really gone out and spent a lot of money. They spent 152 million. They've bought in 6. So they've had the money to spend and they've really done it. Anyway, we're off to Wembley. Let's see how we do. So here we are, Wembley, Community Shield against Man United. So within our team, we're handing out 3 debuts. Asensio, Facer and Donnarumma are all starting this game. And the rest are the players that you would expect. We're going for Ascasabar in the centre of midfield, just to tighten up the midfield. Bit of a ball-winning midfielder, as opposed to pushing forward with another advanced playmaker. Surprisingly, Man United aren't going out with a full-strength team. There's no Belotti. There's no Coric, there's no Bruno Fernandes, there's no De Gea. So we've got a good chance of winning this. They are starting Alexandra in this game, and Lukaku does like to score against our team. So let's hit the dressing room, and we'll encourage the players, give them that morale boost. And Kasper Dolberg takes the captain's armband today. They're a good team of good players. Still very tough fixture. So Man United kick off, and they're going from right to left. We have played them before in a cup competition. Obviously that was 2-legged, so this one's going to be a little bit more difficult than normal because it's only 1 leg. So we have to do it in this game. And Lukaku, oh, it's a good clearance, and Dolberg will get onto that only as far as. So they bought Nacho Monreal. Timothy Fosu-Mensah is also playing today, and Luzano plays it into Asensio. First chance Saints fans have to see of this new player, and he gets tackled. High sash to Kluivert though. Kluivert drills it in, and Dolberg's there. It's 1-0. It's 1-0 against Man United. Are the tides going to start turning this season? Players like Asensio just make other teams a little bit more wary of us. And hopefully Dolberg won't get injured. Dolberg won't get injured in this game and be injured for the rest of the season, as we're kind of relying on him to score us goals. Yeah, we can work the ball into the box now. So it's don't know why, it's not the most exciting of games, but If it wins us a trophy, it's a necessary evil. And it's first half over, 1-0. That's pretty good. Let's head down the dressing room, and Gianluca Itter's picked up an injury. So David Calabria will come on. He's not normally a left back, but he can play in that position. Now Essencial will get tackled on the edge of his own area. Hoyt to Lozano. And now it's Dolberg. Dolberg's holding it up as much as he can. Essencial, good ball into Dolberg. Oh, and Dolberg puts it just over. Hopefully now with that player, Essencial in that position as well, it will mean that Dolberg can play more in the opponent's box, push further up, and just be even more influential in games. Lozano now to Dolberg. Ascasabar to Asensio. Back to Ascasabar. Calabria now on the ball. Comes inside, plays it to Ascasabar. He's got Lozano, gives it to Lozano. Lozano feeds in Dolberg, and Dolberg's hit the bar. This game has been all Southampton at the moment, and this is really good to see. 68th minute, and things are still looking good. Lozano, I think Lozano will come off and will bring on Ontiveros. And let's just do that for now. We might make another substitution in a minute. Oh, let them play this. This is a corner, and Pogba straight at Donnarumma. And Dolberg will come off, and we'll let Lincoln have a little run out for the fans. Give them a chance to see their new man in action. 92nd, 93rd minute. Uh-oh, we were celebrating. Now Lukaku's on the ball. Lukaku will get it out to Sandro. Sandro crosses it in. Hoyt's there. Rashford puts it wide. It's got to be all over now. 94th minute. And it's all over. That's another cup win for the boys in red. Look at that. 1-0. Kasper Dolberg. They did well. They were excellent in this match. Good to see players like Asensio, Facer and Donnarumma play their first match. And that's it. That's a great start to the season. We've come away with a win. And we've gone through all of our transfers. So, we will, of course, show our obligatory first game. So that's going to be West Brom away in the Premiership. And in that same episode, we'll also go away to Chelsea. So, we'll do West Brom, we'll skip Everton, and we'll do Chelsea. And that'll be tomorrow, episode 26. Remember, guys, if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, comment. Is there any other players that we should be looking at? We have got a few days left of the transfer window. Let us know down below. See you later.